Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to talk about something special that I've kind of been hiding from you for months now. We're here to talk about these Ace inverted Kingpin trucks. So some of you guys may have seen where I went down to the Ace warehouse, picked out some trucks and some other things from the distribution. Well, what I didn't include in that video was that after my conversation with Joey Terche, one of the founders and owners of Ace and of Mesa Distribution, he handed me these. And so you guys, a lot of you guys know, because a lot of you guys have commented that I like to skate the gold Ace trucks. Well, if you've paid attention to some of the clips, hanger's gold, base plate is not. And the reason is Joey handed me those months ago. I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago, these inverted base plates, and so I've been skating them ever since. And I have to say, oops, I forgot, wheel just fell off because I gave the nut from that truck to one of the kids at the skate park. But anyway, I have to say these are my favorite new trucks. So why do I like these inverted Ace trucks so much? The first thing is, if you look here, and this has always been one of my gripes, look at all of this Kingpin clearance, right? So when I was a kid, I don't think I've ever been shy about it here on the channel. I've never been a fan of independent trucks. And one of the first things I noticed about independent trucks when I started skating in 1998 was, first off, they were extremely heavy. Now, heavy is a relative term, right? In the 90s, all trucks were heavy compared to your average truck today, right? Like, these base plates, for instance, are just this normal AF1. They're not hollow. And these gold Ace, so whenever you see me skating the gold Aces, they're not hollow. Whenever you see me skating just regular aluminum, those are the hollows. And I can feel a difference between the hollows and the non-hollow AF1s. However, it feels, the non-hollows feel nothing like how heavy the trucks were in the 90s, right? And the thing about those independents was the Kingpin would be just about flush with the top of your hanger on day one. So that meant if you skated independence, and I noticed this with all my friends who skated independence, you were grinding on the freaking nut from day one. So they were extremely heavy compared to all the other trucks. And for disclosure, my first set of trucks were Destructos. And Destructos in the 90s were the only set of trucks besides Grind King, which we'll talk about later, where the hanger had a decent amount of truck clearance. I skated that first set of trucks for about 2 years, and by the time I was done, there was a little less clearance than this on those Destructos. By the time I was done, the truck had like a U shape in it, and it was ground all the way down to there, and the hanger was basically gonna crack, because that's how we skated our gear. I don't see too many kids skating their gear to the point we used to skate it to in the 90s and the early 2000s. For instance, like wrapping your shoes in duct tape or covering your shoes in a bunch of shoe goo. Those aren't things that I see. Skating your deck until it's like the tail and nose are this long, I don't see that anymore either. But when I was skating, those were common things. Like, pretty much all of your friends would have had shoes with shoe goo or duct tape around them. Trucks where the hanger was about to crack, the base plate might have been cracked. Like, we're skating everything janky, bolts falling out, or the everything was so heavy, and trying to get your setup light was a big concern, so people would skate only 2 hardware in each truck. Just stuff you don't really see anymore because the gear's gotten better. And I think also skateboarding is not seen so much as a counterculture thing anymore. So parents are okay with buying their kids new skate shoes, buying their kids new decks, buying their kids new trucks, new wheels, all that stuff. But anyway, that's the first thing about these that I just love, is this amount of Kingpin clearance. And the only truck that I could compare it to would be the old Grind Kings. And that was the thing about Grind King trucks back in the day, was that they had so much Kingpin clearance. And they also had the inverted Kingpin. Now, the thing that wasn't good about those old Grind Kings was just, in order to get the truck light, their base plates and everything like that, they just used a much thinner aluminum. So my second set of trucks was Grind Kings, because all the kids wanted Grind Kings when I was a kid. That was like the hot new technology truck. And me and a couple of my friends got them, and we all ended up grinding down the base plate until it was like cracking and there were pieces missing because it was just really flimsy aluminum. Now Ace obviously don't have this problem. I skate hard. I'm way more than 200 pounds. I'm on my board pretty much every day. This has been on like my trip to Phoenix and all over, like film tricks in my video part. And this, look how much this base plate is held up for me. That's just phenomenal. So I got Kingpin clearance, and I have the base plate holding up. And the other thing that I like about these trucks is they're so lightweight. So even though I've put these on the regular non-hollow AF1 hanger, these are the lightest trucks of any of my setups. Now, I am a 3 setup guy right now. So I just took these off. This is a set of AF1 hollows. This was on the deck. I just came back a couple days ago from a trip to Seattle, editing a video on that right now. Those trucks were what I took with me. Now, these Pacific Northwest trips that I've been doing every year, it's to meet up with Club Distribution. They distribute my brand, Collage Skateboards. By the way, this is a hat that we offer. You can check it out at www.collagesskateboards.com. You can also pick up this Queen deck and my Pro Model deck, all of our other decks. We have 2 new graphics that are phenomenal, if I may say so myself. I was skating one of them in Seattle. Please go to www.collagesskateboards.com and pick one of those up. Pick up one of these hats, whatever you fancy. Show some support. On that note, if you also want to support this channel, please like and subscribe, because it really does help. And YouTube is pushing some crap AI content, not really pushing content like what I make, so I need all the help that I can get. Another thing you can do is join my Patreon group. I posted a video today. It was our second Q&A of the month. All of the patrons from $1 all the way up to $25 a month get to ask questions for the Q&A. And also, there's a discount code that I offer to some of them. There's also, the top tier gets monthly video lessons with me, or to send me basically as many clips of them skating as they want for me to critique. If that's stuff that you're interested in, consider joining the Patreon group. You can also buy me a coffee, and that is linked below. And you can subscribe here on YouTube. I posted a video yesterday, that's for YouTube subscribers, and that content is the same content that's getting posted on Patreon. So if for whatever reason you're more comfortable doing that through YouTube, also I'm going to be offering the monthly subscriptions through Buy Me a Coffee. Basically what I'm going to be doing is having these chats that are unedited, that are unscripted, but they dive deeply into things that I've experienced over the course of my skate career. So I made a video that was about what it's like to be on a skate trip, and just being off the cuff and transparent about what that's like, all of the pitfalls, all of the positives. So if you're interested in stuff like that, that's where you can figure it out. Now, anyway, when I go on those trips, I don't take a deck, because Jacob, who runs Club Distribution, he just brings Collage decks. I set up a deck. I usually skate that one unless I break it, and then I'll put on another one, and then I take off that deck and either give it to a kid or whatever when I'm done, and I get to fly home with just my trucks and wheels, which is a lifesaver. Because if you've gone on as many skate trips as I have, you know that it's a pain in the butt. For instance, when I went on that Phoenix trip, I took my board set up. I have a pig bag that straps the deck to the bottom of it. I've been traveling. That pig bag was a gift. When you skate contests like Tampa Am and stuff like that, you get a big swag bag. And the first Tampa Am that I skated, which was either 2008 or 2009, I was given that pig bag, and I've traveled with it pretty much every skate trip since. One jackass at LAX didn't want to let me travel with the skateboard strapped to it. I had to put it inside of my bag, and ended up breaking one of my tripods. He was just a jackass. I was trying to explain to him that every single trip I've taken, nobody's ever had a problem with it. But you know how some of the old heads can be, especially when you're a skater, and also when you're a black skater. There's a thing where like certain types of guys want to look at me a certain way for being on a skateboard because they don't understand it. They don't understand why they would do it, and their intellectual ceiling is all the way down here at my knees. But anyway, not having to take a complete skateboard is amazing, and so that's what I did. But anyway, these are the hollows. These AF1 normals with the inverted base plate feel so much lighter than even the hollows that when I started skating this and I set up the other setup with these hollows, I would feel like I was skating something so much heavier every time I switched. And remember, so if you're skating hollows with this base plate, it's gonna be even lighter, and it's freaking crazy. Those are the things that I really, really, really like about the AF1 hollows. There'll be some clips of me skating this, just showing some of the tricks that I did over the course of this time, but I really think that this is a great innovation from Ace. And yes, the Ace is not the first truck company to have used inverted trucks. However, this implementation is great. Compared to the other companies that have used those inverted Kingpins, these turn the best. Like, I love Ace. If you're a person who skates looser trucks, your Ace trucks are going to come with a soft bushing. That's not for me. I'm a large individual. I need to skate hard bushings. I don't skate tight trucks. I skate medium trucks. I say medium because I tighten them to medium. My trucks end up being loose just by skating them and being as big as I am. People have pointed that out before. They're like, you say you skate medium trucks, your trucks look loose in the footage. Well, your trucks don't just stay how you make them. And especially if you're skating hard and skating anything with impact. Like, for me to keep my trucks at the same level of tightness, I would have to tighten them every single day. And I'm just not always interested in that. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you, but I have to go get it. Okay, so the one little quirk that I say about these trucks, and it's not that big of a deal because when Joey gave me that base plate, he also gave me this. So this is a little attachment. It is magnetic. It came on a keychain. I dropped my keychain and broke that part off. And this fits inside of what you use to tighten your bolts, right? So you keep this in here magnetically. And then when you need to tighten up your trucks, it's fairly simple, you know, goes in there like that. Easy, right? Well, the only issue that I had was that this thing fell out of the keychain broke, and then when I put this in here, sometimes it's harder to take out. That's it. But now I know I kind of pull it at an angle, pull it out, simple. My only concern would be that if you were to lose this, it might create some issues because not everybody has these Allen keys just laying around like this. So that is one little gripe, but it hasn't been an issue for me so far. I don't think it'll be an issue for many people. I just had to say that. I had to say the one concern that I have, because people are going to say like, oh, you get trucks from Ace, so obviously you're going to say they're great. Look, I do get trucks from Ace, right? I made a choice to get trucks from Ace. Like, I am friends with team managers of other truck companies and things like that. When Destructo was having the issues that it was having and I stopped riding for Destructo, I reached out to Joey specifically to ride for Ace. So, because I wanted to ride Ace. So it's not a thing where I'm shilling for Ace in any way, shape, or form. Anybody who's skated them knows that they're great, right? So you should try the AF1 hollows, especially if you're the type of person that like needs your setup to be light. Now, I'm not really the person who needs my setup to be light, but once I started skating this setup with these and I could feel how light they were, I don't really want to skate anything else. So I've actually got to go back down to the warehouse and just get some more of the base plates, because like I'm a weirdo and I kind of like to keep my hanger if I can and just maybe swap out that base plate. Like, once my hanger starts to get the grooves in it and everything, I just like to keep it. Let me know in the comments if you're like that too. And that's all the video I have today. Don't forget to support in any way you can. Like, subscribe. Watch some of my other videos. I put up a video with the Lake Street locals. Like, so here's the thing. I've been telling all the kids at Lake Street that, like, you guys are cool. You guys live in LA. You guys have a little skate scene going. You guys should start your own YouTube channel. And nobody did it. Since they didn't do it, I got tired of blowing hot air. And I made a video within myself. Please go watch that video. Check out all those guys. It's a good group that they have over there, and I'm trying to introduce them to my audience, you know, because some of those guys are good enough that I feel like they could do something with skateboarding. Well, look out for these other videos. I've got the third and final installment of my trip skating with Marcus McGee. You know, he's got a fight against Piotr Jan in the UFC coming up. I feel like he's going to win. I'm biased. He's my boy. He's a great guy. But also, I got to get some work in with him. I got to watch him and the team over at the MMA lab work. And I think he's going to do it to our guy Jan. I am a fan of Jan as well, so it is bittersweet. But I'm a big fan of Marcus, especially after spending as much time as I did with him. Also, I've got a video that I'm working on from my trip to Seattle. It was a great trip. It was all the brands, or not all the brands, but a lot of the brands under Club Distribution. Check out Club Distribution. Check out Whitaker Skateboards. Check out FSC. Check out my brand, Collage Skateboards. We all need your support. Skateboarding is a tough business. Margins are not great, and the economy is not doing great right now. So, yeah, peace.